Hi guys! So this was a very special week. Once Upon a Time came back after its winter hiatus. I can't explain the level of excitement that I felt. It's actually really sad, but it finally came back on Monday, well Sunday night, but I watched the new episode on Monday and it did not disappoint. So today I thought that I would do a bit of a review of the new episode, just chat a bit about how I feel about it and what my thoughts are on what might happen for the rest of the season. This episode was set 6 weeks after the mid-season finale ended, so it ended with Rumpel being banished from Storybrooke. Belle had the dagger and got him out of town, and he went off to meet up with the Queens of Darkness. So he went off to meet up with Ursula, and we know that Cruella and Maleficent make up the rest of that evil trio. And what else had been happening? Killian got his heart back, much to my joy, and he and Emma seemed quite happy. Sadly, Robin and Marion and their son left, and so Regina was heartbroken because he was gone. And the Blue Fairy and various other people were still trapped in the hat. So that's where we were at the time that the finale ended. So this episode is set 6 weeks after that finished, and everything in Storybrooke is pretty calm. It's very weird. The episode starts off really cute. We've got Henry's in school and Mary Margaret's back teaching. Granny is at the loft looking after baby Neil, and Emma's getting ready to go out. She's putting on her red jacket, she's getting her sheriff badge out. She goes out into the street where she meets up with Hook, and he's standing waiting for her with a cup of coffee, and they have a nice little kiss, and everything's very chilled and it's very un-Storybrooke-like. We then see Hook and Belle going off into the library. They are trying to figure out a way to get the Blue Fairy and everyone else who's trapped in the Sorcerer's Hat out. And Killian is feeling pretty bad about everything, given that he was the reason that they were put in there, or he was partly responsible for the fact that they were put in there. And we see Emma going off to meet up with Regina, and this is what I really liked about this episode. I really like the Emma and Regina scenes. I feel like their friendship is kind of back on track. Despite the fact that Regina's obviously pretty heartbroken about Robin, the sort of Emma and Regina scenes were actually quite fun. They had quite a bit of banter in it. There were some brilliant one-liners from Regina. So I really enjoyed those scenes. I've made notes on my phone of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video so that I could remember them. So that was the first one. I really loved the Emma-Regina friendship. I thought that was great. Then I have got love the Emma and Killian casual cuteness. Obviously. I really enjoyed the fact that in this episode we got to see Emma and Killian in a kind of like casual light. So that start of the episode where she kind of goes to meet him and they're just having a coffee and walking along and his arms around her, and it's very cute. And it's just like a nice kind of example of like the quiet moments that he was on about earlier in the season. He was like, we don't get many of them, so we should take advantage. And at the moment it kind of feels like they've had 6 weeks to kind of date and just hang out, and it's nice. So I really enjoyed those. I really enjoyed those scenes. I feel there could have been maybe one more, but whatever, I shouldn't complain. Next, I really loved the Rumpel and Cruella relationship. I actually love Cruella. Out of the 3 evil queens, or Queens of Darkness as we're calling them, at the moment Cruella is my favourite. I think because I was genuinely so intrigued about how this was going to work. I was like, what are they going to do with her? She doesn't have magical powers. Of course she does. It's Once Upon a Time. She's got to have magical powers. So I really liked how they worked that in, that she's got the kind of like that ability to kind of like, it's like she kind of like breathes on the people and they then do whatever she asks. So she can kind of manipulate people in that way. So I really enjoyed that. I think the actress who plays her, whose name I've forgotten but I'll put it here, is doing a really good job with her so far. I really enjoyed the flashback scenes where we were getting to figure out how Rumpel got together with the 3 of them in the first place, and then came face to face with this evil bat creature, which now I can't quite think what it was called, but I liked how they incorporated the fact that it was going to go after the person with the heart with the greatest potential for darkness. I love this show. I love that I'm sitting talking about this and this is the legitimate storyline from a TV programme. It makes me so happy. But I really liked how they incorporated that, and I'm assuming from what happened in there that that was then Maleficent, because it went for her. So I don't know, but anyway, she's away. And we're only back in real time. We've got Cruella and Ursula, and we'll see what happens with Maleficent. But I really am enjoying the Rumpel-Cruella kind of banter. I feel like it's working quite well. What else did I have noted down? I love the cam opening scene, that's true. I love the cam opening scene, love Cruella's magic. I'm really intrigued by the Snow and Charming relationship with the Queens of Darkness. Seeing Snow so kind of panic-stricken and badass in terms of her response to them coming to Storybrooke was really interesting, and I'm really intrigued to find out what this is going to be. The fact that Snow is so determined that whatever it is that they have done in the past never gets back to Emma is very interesting. So I'm feeling good about this. I was wondering what was going to happen this season, because the past couple of seasons we've had so much happen with Selena and with, you know, everything else. It's just been one thing after the other with her, and then with the Snow Queen and everything that's happened. You kind of go, okay, well, where are they going to go next? But I'm interested in this. I like the fact that there's maybe going to be a sort of like darker backstory with Snow and Charming in terms of this. I feel they've kind of been neglected ever so slightly this season so far, so I think that that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also intrigued if the promo photos that I've seen and the sort of things that I've seen coming up are accurate, then I feel like there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff for Emma to work through in this season in terms of her heart's potential for darkness, which I actually really like, because I feel that that just puts another tick in the box for the connection that she and Hook have, because they both have had darkness in their past and whatever. So I really like that. I think that that's going to be good. I feel like the rest of the season is going to be good. I'm impressed with this episode because I feel like while not a huge amount actually really happened, we had the kind of calmness in the beginning, then we had Rumpel meeting up with Cruella and Ursula, we found out the backstory of them, they came to Storybrooke and managed to sneak him in, so I'm glad he's back. I mean, that couldn't have lasted long. It's just not Storybrooke without Mr. Gold, so I'm glad that that's been rectified, even if it is going to cause chaos. So yeah, I'm glad that that got fixed, and yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen next. Now that the fairies are out of the hat and can potentially help Regina to try and figure out who the author is so that we can get her a happy ending, I think that there's going to be potential for some interesting stuff there. And also just to figure out who the author is, because this is now, I'm watching too many things where you're trying to figure out who someone is. I'm engrossed in Pretty Little Liars just now and desperately trying to figure out who he is, and so now trying to figure out who the author is, I'll just add that to the pile. I really enjoyed that new episode and I hope that you did too. This was just a chat really, this was just me chatting at the camera about how I felt about it, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm very glad to have it back in my life. I have missed it greatly, I have missed that incredible cast. Isn't it an incredible cast? They just are all so good. So I've missed them a lot, so I'm glad that it's back. And I might do a kind of like weekly recap. This was just a ramble, but I might actually do a kind of like weekly recap on how I felt about the episode and what I think might happen next. So yeah, hope that you enjoyed that, and if you're a Once Upon a Time fan, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the new episode, and I will speak to you again soon. Thanks for watching, bye! I just wanted to do a kind of like season 4 up till this point recap, how I felt about the season thus far, how I feel about the character development and the storylines and everything that has happened so far, because it's one of my favourite TV shows, it's my current favourite.